latest research, if I'm not wrong, is about female menstruation and climate change.
Yes.
Can you explain more about this? Because I think it's interesting and it's not something that we tend to relate.
I think that study is just another kind of link to my work with sewage blockages, but more holistically with waste. We've just done a study on the impact of menstrual management waste, so the pads and the tampons, etc. Again, linking back to what we just said, is a very linear process. At the moment, all the management is quite linear. So, people buy the products, use the product, and then throw them away. And we were curious to understand how this material was managed. And we discovered that, something like 15% of the 12.5% of this material actually ends up in the environment. So creating plastic pollution, microplastic pollution. So we just were curious of see how much was the emission, the total emission of CO2 emission of this material, and if we had a more sort of circular approach to the management, how much we could save. And it was quite interesting to see how much CO2 we could save by, for example, using reusable pads, reusable pans, or etc. But this is a very very kind of difficult topic to treat, a little bit because of the taboo that is linked to, makes a lot of people uncomfortable to talk about this, but also because people don't like to disclose their habits. So and in some area, there are occasions where people cannot use reusable products. So is a much more complicated subject, but for sure is something that needs to be re-looked and re-evaluated, because is a huge amount of waste that is produced.
There's a lot of talk about the cost of these products.
Yes.
So, do you think that there can be like a relation between how we use these products, or why they cost that much, and the impact that they can have on the environment?
You're touching a very good question. Yes, there is absolutely. It is a big issue, and if you're thinking about also developing countries, if you have reusable products, you also need facilities for washing these reusable products. So it's not, as I said, is a much more complicated subject.
It's not black and white.
No, and you're right. The cost is very important, because when non-reusable products have a very low price, whereas reusable product might be more expensive. On a lifetime, we've looked at the cost is probably there is an upfront investment for reusable products, but then on a long term they are probably cheaper. But there is a component of washing that you have to have the facility to wash these products, and some people might not have it, or might prioritize other things than washing reusable pads. So it is more complicated, but it's a very good question actually.